I wanted to do a comparison between the 2020 Spider-Man mech and the 2021 Miles Morales mech. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nai, and let's have some fun. I am so excited that the new 2021 Miles Morales mech is out, and I'm here to do a comparison and tell you which ones are my favorites. If you stay all the way to the end, I'll show you the tweaks that I made and how I constructed my perfect Spider-Man mech. So let's get into it. In the Miles Morales 2021 mech, the webbing is a cool, transparent light blue color that I'm loving. Miles can only shoot webs from one of his hands, and he's got this little web shield situation on the other hand, versus you can shoot webs from both hands on the 2020 mech, and I prefer the option to shoot webs from both hands. For the torso pieces, we've got this shield shape on the Miles Morales one, while the Spider-Man is this round shape. Personally, I prefer the shield. Okay, now let's look at the back. For the back, on the 2020 Spider-Man, they gave us spider legs, which I loved, and these are also able to move and are posable, so that's cool. For Miles Morales, they gave us this like web jetpack shoulder clip situation, which I didn't love. I thought it was kind of weird and clunky. But the Miles Morales mech has a place for you to clip in your web cuffs, where the 2020 mech does not. In our profile view, we can see the options for the web detailing. Here we have these little webs on the shoulders versus having them on the knees. I think that it's just a cool detail that they added, and I don't really have a preference as to whether or not it's up on the shoulders or down on the knees. Okay, now let's talk about my biggest gripe, the legs on the Miles Morales mech. All of the other mechs have these wide, solid bases for feet, and this Miles Morales one has these little twigs that I do not like. I feel as though it makes it a less stable mech. It is just not my favorite. I don't know why they made that decision, but that's how they decided to go. I much prefer the wider. I think that these makes them more stable and more able to position and move, versus you have to kind of be a little bit more gentle whenever you're moving Miles around. So that is my biggest gripe. I really wish that they had stuck with at least the same legs for the Miles Morales mech. As a huge fan of Into the Spider-Verse, I was so excited about the Miles Morales. I just knew it was hands down gonna be my favorite mech of the whole set, and it was just a little bit disappointing. If I had to choose between the two, I would definitely pick the Spider-Man mech, but I have some ideas for some tweaks that I can do in order to make Miles Morales my favorite, since he is my favorite character. I love Miles, and I wanted him to be my favorite, but he just wasn't. So I went through and made a few tweaks to make him my favorite, because right? That's the point of Lego, is that it's fully customizable. I stole a few pieces from the 2020 mech as well as from the Thor mech in order to make Miles my favorite mech. I think the most obvious change that I made is I gave Miles the spider legs, which I think is great because they're already in this gray color, so it matches the color scheme and it looks good. And to be fair to 2020 Spider-Man, I gave him the little clip so he can hold his little web handcuffs. I also feel like 2020 Spider-Man has the ability to do the web slingers from both hands, so therefore he didn't also need to have the spider legs. So I added the spider legs here. I have no regrets. I love it. Also, I took the web jetpack off. I added it to the webbing here just to give it that same 3D look that we have on the 2020 Spider-Man. I used these little black clips. I would have preferred if they were the transparent blue, but I'm fine using these black clips. And then I also swapped out Thor's legs for those little spindly legs that Miles came with, and I love it so much more. It's, like I said, the legs are super sturdy. I so much prefer it. Since across all of the other mechs, they all have the same legs, I don't know why they decided to switch it up with Miles, and I did not appreciate it, so swapped that back in, and now Miles is the definite winner of this challenge. So yes, I totally cheated, but I don't care because I love Miles and now I love this mech. Let me know if you feel like my changes are justified, or what changes would you have made, or which one of the two were your favorite. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe.